maybe shifting gears a little bit, you mentioned about Southwest in terms of the treatment of if a customer is mistreating
Their people?
their people
Yep.
and how they would maybe ship them off to United or something like
Well,
that.
they're just happy if they fly United, yeah.
Yeah. How do you, with those thoughts, I mean, we do deal with many times children or parents who mistreat our teachers, and in a public school setting, there's not necessarily
Yep.
those options. I mean, what are your thoughts on that in terms
Yeah.
of how we protect teachers, and yet
Great question.
you're still serving the students and parents?
So, number one, empathy. What is going on in that parent's life that their default is to come screaming and yelling at the teacher? Like, what is happening? What stresses are they suffering? What's going on in their marriage that may be affecting this? What's the relationship with their kid that they're having? What issues are they dealing with that they're trying to overcome? You know? So I think empathy is the place to start. Now, the bad news is there's always going to be a toxic group, and so the most important thing, if the teacher has handled themselves responsibly, there's no negligence. You know, sometimes we have to take our teachers aside in private and say, this one's on you. Like, I'll help you, but kind of it's your fault. But I'll help you. Like, there's nothing that you can screw up that I can't help fix, right? So mistakes can be made, and you can still discipline people inside the organization. But if all things are being equal and the teacher acted appropriately and it's a good situation and that you just have a caustic parent, then to put yourself in between and say to your teacher, I'm not going to let you, they're going to deal with me, right? To physically put yourself in harm's way, you know, is one thing to do. And then there are also courses, like I've gone through it, and we teach them communications courses. Like, how do you deal with confrontation? Like, how do you have it and how do you receive confrontation? How are you able to maintain empathy when somebody's insulting you? How are you able to disconnect? You know, we're asking our police to do it. Well, we should kind of learn to do it too. You know, when somebody's screaming and yelling and they're being totally unreasonable, well, how do we maintain our composure, and how do you not take things personally? You can't just say to somebody, don't take it personally. It's very hard sometimes, you know? But the easiest way to do it is to express, even in your own head, concern for the other person. If they're abusive to you, be like, oh, what is going on in their life that this is how they're showing up? Like, this poor person, I cannot imagine. And to even say to them, I hear you screaming, and people want to be heard, right? I hear you, what you're saying, and I totally understand why you would feel that way. But before we talk about your kid, I want to know, are you okay? Because I have to believe this is stressful and hard for you to have to go through. And I want to make sure that I can work with you. So I'm worried about you, you know? Like, for us to develop that skill set, and it is a practicable, learnable skill set that is really hard to do at the beginning, and you get better and better at it as you go on. Some people are really good at diffusing situations, and people just want to feel heard. You know, it's like customer service, right? We don't actually want what we want. We just want somebody to care. So we've all had this experience. I've had it more times than I'd like to count, where you call an airline, for example, and you say, I'd like to change my flight, please. Nope, you can't. Please, I really want to get home early. I miss my family. I've been on the road for 9 days. I'm done early. Please. Nope, you have the wrong class ticket. Sorry. Please, is there nothing you can do? No, there's nothing I can do. There's nothing I can do. Those are the rules. You have the wrong class ticket, right? And you hate the person, and sometimes you get upset, and sometimes you start screaming and yelling, right? Versus somebody who goes, okay, let me see what I can do. Now, technically, you have the wrong class ticket, so the system won't let me do it, but let me see if I can find this workaround. No, that won't work. Hold on, let me try this. No, that didn't work either. Okay, hold on, I'm gonna try and get you home early. Just hold on, let me work on this, okay? The problem is, sir, that you have the wrong class ticket, and the machine won't actually let me, so let me see what I can do here. It won't work. And then you wait for 2 or 3 minutes, and they say to you, I don't know, I can't figure it out. I can't get you home early. I'm so sorry, sir. And you go, you know what? Don't worry. I'm fine. Thank you so much for helping me. We don't want to always get what we want. We just want to know that somebody's our advocate. We want to know that somebody's championing our cause, that somebody hears that we're under stress and we're trying to find a solution. And maybe the solution we think is the right solution may not be the right solution. There might be another solution. But just that somebody actually cares about us as a human being, not as a number on a screen or a parent to be dealt with, but rather as a human being that has stresses and strains and a child who's causing them trouble at home. Who knows what the reasons are? I think that's where the root of all of this is just for us to practice practice empathy. And you may find yourself sitting there with a parent crying to you, and you actually have to care. If your reaction is like, "Oh, come on," then you weren't really sincere in the first place. You just learned a bunch of tricks and, like, I took this listening class, You actually have to care. That's the cruddy part about all this stuff. You actually have to care.